Hey, my name is Coleman Berry, and today I'm going to talk to you about climate change. Climate is the weather conditions in an area over a certain period of time. More specifically, it's just more of a overview over a certain number of years or decades of how the temperatures are and the weather conditions, such as if we have any types of hurricanes, natural disasters, volcano eruptions, and stuff like that. A climate change is a change in global climate patterns from the mid 20th century until our current time, and it is linked to increased atmospheric levels of carbon dioxide produced by fossil fuels. That's just saying that climate change is a severe change in our weather pattern, and it is produced by such things such as fossil fuels like burning of coal, and oil. Temperature is just a degree of heat, and weather is the state of the atmosphere at a certain time and place. And greenhouse gases act like a blanket around the earth, trapping energy in and causing it to warm. And greenhouse gases have a lot to do with climate change. Some background information on climate changes are that it's rising global temperatures. It can also be decreasing global temperatures, but it's more rare than rising temperatures are. It can cause dangerous shifts in the weather and in the weather patterns. I was reading one article when I was doing this, and it said that I believe it was in Africa, and they said they had a sudden climate change, and it caused half of the population to die or get sick. Rainfall, flooding, drought, intense rain, and severe heat waves are all things that come in with climate change. And due to increased carbon dioxide and greenhouse gases in the air, that's another big thing with climate change. Some causes are, like I said, the greenhouse effect. The greenhouse effect is trapping in gases in the sun's temperature in the planet's atmosphere, due to the atmosphere being more vulnerable to exposure to the radiation of the sun. And three things that affect greenhouse gases are changes in the greenhouse effect, and changes in the way the Earth orbits the sun, changes in the reflectivity of the Earth's atmosphere and surface. That just means the way that the sun touches and reaches the Earth. And another thing is variation in the sun's energy reaching the Earth's surface. Some changes in the greenhouse effect is the burning of fossil fuels has added carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, causing increased greenhouse emissions. And methane, which is a gas, is now 2.5 times more present than it has been in previous years. And methane just comes from, like I said, burning fossil fuels and from emissions from cars and factories and plants and things like that. Climate change. Climate is always changing, forever changing and evolving. I don't think there's really going to be any definite end to it. Right in the picture I have here, it just is climate. When you look at it on a picture, the way scientists have made it just goes, it's a color-coded chart, and sometimes it'll show rainfall and stuff, but the majority of the ones you see will be based on heat and temperature. The Earth's orbit is slowly changing. When you have a climate change, and the greenhouse gases affect this too, the way that the sun orbits around the Earth, and just the degree of temperature you have, and just that slight movement can help change the degree in the climate or the climate pattern. With the climate change, it can cause sea levels to rise when the sun gets in a different position, and it can cause rainfall patterns to change. That is going to be your most common pattern that's going to change: rainfall and temperature with climate. As the temperature goes up, the amount of carbon dioxide in the air goes up also. two of the major effects that I found were the small temperature increases, and over time those are going to add up really quick. I know that I believe it was the past 10,000 years we'd rose 4.5 degrees on average, and the rising sea levels because of the melting polar caps on the mountains and ice glaciers and things. And I had two sources. I used the EPA website, and I also used a website called Take Part, which was written by college professors.